Okay, now we get to Samba. And basically, Samba is like a much deeper groove because its basis is much more in percussion. So I'm going to play some percussion for you to give you an idea of where the elements of our accompaniment come from. So this is about as slow as a samba could possibly be. So the easiest subdivision is the 16th note. So if you just get a shaker and a metronome, now this is an egg, right? Very easy to play. What you want to do is you don't want to start on the downbeat away from you. You want to start on the last 16th note towards you. So see the difference? But it's right? Now, this is a much more beefy shaker. Very nice fabric. So, now you notice that I'm not playing exactly even. That's part of the Brazilian stuff. The 16th notes are not all metronomic. Now, this is going to be more closer to samba tempo. See the last 16th note gets the beat towards you? Okay? The next instrument. Now this is what we would call a pulse instrument. Pulse meaning that it's continuous pulse. When you get to accent instruments like the tamborim, it's called tamborim, you can play it either with your fingers or with a stick. I'll play it first with the fingers. And the cool thing about this is that, I'm going to lower the metronome just a little bit. Every 16th note is accounted for. So whatever 16th note you don't play here, you play with the middle finger. So that what you get is a composite 16th note rhythm which really locks you into a groove. So with the stick. Now, if you thank you, metronome. Awesome. Now, if you want to get into more of a, let's get some clapping going. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, I was taking 3 16th notes and using a cross rhythm. So 16th notes are like, when you take a grouping of 3 16th notes and then just throw it right over the beat. Hear how that lays? So. Takes a while to even out, but you can see that the tamborim, and there's all kinds of really cool wrist movements that the samba school guys really know. I just kind of tinker with the tamborim. The next thing is the agogo. Now this agogo from the jazz department is actually closer to what you will find in Ghana, in the Ivory Coast, or in Ghana, in Africa. in terms of its size and its sound. But agogol basically consists of a low pitch and a high pitch. Grave, agudo. So what you have is you have a composite pattern where you are integrating both high and low pitches. How that will influence our voicings and comping, I'll show you in about a minute. So, let me just put the metronome back on. So, typical agogol pattern would be like this. So that's basically it. Again, the agogols that are used are higher in Brazil, but it gives you the idea that you have this split pitch happening. Okay? So those are just some of the percussion instruments. Now we go back to oh yeah, the guitar. Okay. You see what I mean? It's like your percussionists who happen to be holding a guitar, as opposed to a studied guitarist that's just trying to get the rhythms right. Like the rhythms are in every molecule of your skin. It's like so ingrained in you that whatever instrument you play, even a little piano, whatever it is, you bring that same kind of confidence, that same grooving quality to your playing, and it all transfers over to your right hand. So, here's, so remember that tambourine pattern that I played, which was this? Well, that's going to be, oh, I forgot to do the surdo. Oh, let me do the surdo. Oh, most important thing, that's what grounds everybody. The surdo drum. Well, this is a regular jazz floor tom-tom, but in Carnival, you get this, right? So you notice, remember we had that tenuto mark under the second beat? That's where it's come from. Because you have a mute, so that really long second beat is the surdo drum ringing out. That's where your bass line comes from this guy. So in a minute, we'll be using this again for baião. So, I want you to clap the rhythm. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, now what I have written on the sheet is a little different, right? Keep it going. Okay, cool. Oh, by the way, a couple of things. This is being videoed, and it will be uploaded to the dedicated workshop page, hopefully by the end of the month. The other thing is that whatever questions that may not get answered today, I'm going to open up an open-ended blog on the page, and then once I get like a few questions from people, I'm just going to answer them. And then just keep on going up to the page and say, oh, yo, that's a cool question, or I got a question. You shoot me an email, say, hey, man, like, what about this, what about that? And so just know that, like, we're like a musical family now. We're sharing some really beautiful stuff together, and I want this to inspire you, and I want you to know that I'm in your musical life forever, whether you like it or not. I'll be checking you out, man. So definitely keep in touch and make sure that you send me your questions and stuff, because that's what keeps things moving. So anyway, so that's the basic pattern. You have the two units. You have your accent instrument, like the tamborin, and then you have your surdo, which is your foundational instrument. Now, another variation of that would be the next version. And it begins with 4 eighth note attacks. Now you would think, well, that's not so syncopated, is it? But the second bar is completely syncopated. So I want you to clap this rhythm. Keep it going. Now, a little faster, and it'll sound like this. So you'll see this antithesis going on. Right? Now, there's a tune by Sergio Santos. I mean, you never run out of great Sergio Santos tunes, called Chico de Luxo. I'll just give you an idea of how the melody and the chords go with this kind of thing. Samba goria, chica de luxo, luxo só. Quem faz samba tem sempre o catucho no manga do palito. Ele aguenta e puxa, bambeia, cai no chão, sacode o pó mesmo fora. Mijada, mijada, modada, mudida, manhã, modelo sai do mocó. Chega, já vai dando dó. So anyway, so when you get to that tempo, see, I can't, you can't be on a footstool. No, man, you gotta have like no spine, right? And I mean, I find folding the legs is probably ergonomically the best setup for the instrument, because you have a good neck angle here. You can raise or lower it using your forearm, and then you can adjust your tilt of the fingerboard towards you, which helps gravity, and you don't have to press as hard, as opposed to being like this, right? So there is some posture that will help you play this music well when you're seated, but I don't think it's like the footstool thing.